Hello guys and welcome to my review of Wreck-It Ralph. Just like last time, the Scary Movie 5 review, I'm going to go through the characters, then the plot, and then tell you my final thoughts. Anyway, sorry, let's get on with the characters. Now, in Wreck-It Ralph, there are a lot of characters. I mean, look, they're focusing on all the other characters from loads of games and everything. Sorry for the background noise, that is my birds screeching at their highest. Sorry about that. Like I said, in Wreck-It Ralph there are quite a few characters from other games, such as Sonic, Ryu, all those characters. But there are main characters. So yeah. So first, let's meet the main character through the whole film. It's Ralph. Ralph is a bad guy in the game Fix-It Felix, but doesn't want to be the bad guy anymore. And all he wants is to prove that he isn't bad, and yeah, and to prove that he isn't bad, he needs a medal. The only thing is, his game won't ever give him one. So he has to travel to different games just to get that medal. Then there's Fix-It Felix Jr. Fix-It Felix Jr. is the good guy in Fix-It Felix and looks after Ralph well. To an extent, anyway. Also, there's Sergeant Tamora Jean Calhoun, the lead character in the game Hero's Duty. But yes, she is a main character. As well as those, there's Vanellope von Schweisse, who is incredibly annoying. Okay, let's get on with the plot. When Litworks Arcade closes at night, the various video game characters leave their normal in-game roles and are free to travel to other games. Within the game Fix-It Felix Jr., the characters celebrate its titular hero, but loathe the game's villain, Wreck-It Ralph. As a support group for video game antagonists, Ralph reveals that his desire to stop being the bad guy. Back home, Ralph finds the other characters celebrating in their home game's 30th anniversary without inviting him. Felix reluctantly invites Ralph in to join them, but the others really annoy him, saying he would have to earn a medal, just as Felix does in their game, for them to love him. At Tappers, Ralph learns he can win a medal in the first-person shooter game Hero's Duty. Ralph enters the game and encounters Sergeant Calhoun, its no-nonsense leader. Between game sessions, Ralph climbs the game's central beacon and collects the medal, accidentally hatching a cyborg, one of the game's enemies. The cyborg clings to Ralph as he stumbles into an escape pod that launches him out of the game. Meanwhile, with Ralph missing, the girl reports to Litwork that the arcade owner that Fix-It Felix Jr. is malfunctioning, since broken games get unplugged, leaving their characters homeless. Felix goes to look for Ralph. Ralph crash lands in Sugar Rush, a kart racing game, as he searches for his medal. He meets Vanellope von Schweisse, a glitchy character who takes the medal and uses it to buy entry into the race. King Candy and the other racers refuse to let Vanellope participate, claiming she is not really part of the game. Ralph helps Vanellope build a kart at her home in Diet Cola Mountain, an unfinished racing course. He discovers that she is a natural racer. Back in Hero's Duty, Felix meets Calhoun, who warns that the cyborgs are capable of taking over any game they enter. As the pair searches for Ralph and the cyborg in Sugar Rush, They separate when Felix, unarmored with Calhoun, inadvertently reminds her of her fiance, who had been killed by a cyborg in her backstory. Calhoun finds hundreds of cyborg eggs underground, and Felix becomes imprisoned in King Candy's castle during his search for Ralph. Desperate, King Candy hacks the game's code to retrieve Ralph's medal and offers it to Ralph, explaining that letting Penelope race would be a disaster for both her and the game. Fearing for Penelope's safety, Ralph wrecks the cart and returns to his own game, but finds that everyone else has evacuated, expecting the game to be unplugged in the morning. Ralph then notices Penelope's image on the Sugar Rush cabinet and realizes she is actually an intended part of the game, not a glitch. Ralph returns to Sugar Rush, finds Felix and Penelope, and asks Felix to fix the wrecked cart. As the race proceeds, the hatched cyborgs attack, and Felix, Calhoun, and Ralph battle them. When Penelope catches up to King Candy, her glitching reveals that he is actually Turbo, a character from your game Turbo Time, who sabotaged a newer game out of jealousy, causing both games to be unplugged. Penelope escapes from Turbo, who is consumed by a cyborg. The group flees the doomed game, but Penelope finds she cannot pass through the exit. Calhoun says the game cannot be saved without a beacon to attract and kill the cyborgs. Ralph heads to Dark Cola Mountain, where he plans on collapsing its Mentos stalactites into the cola at the bottom, causing a blinding eruption that would attract the bugs before he can finish. But before he can finish, Turbo, merged with the cyborg that consumed him, carries him away. Ralph breaks free and dives toward the mountain, intending to sacrifice himself to start the eruption on impact. Penelope, in turn, uses her glitching abilities to save Ralph. The eruption starts and draws the cyborgs to their destruction, including Turbo, for them never to be seen again. Just wait until Wreck-It Ralph 2. Penelope crosses the finish line, restoring her memory and status as Princess Penelope, the game's ruler and lead character. Where did that come from? Seriously! Never mind. While keeping her advantages, right, Felix and Ralph return to their game in time for Litwack to see that it still works, sparing it from being unplugged. Calhoun and Felix marry, and the characters of Fix-It Felix Jr. gain a brand new respect for Ralph, just what he's always wanted, but without a medal. So the plot is there, but it's not all important. And I mean it. And to be honest, I think it works well with it. I'm going to rate Wreck-It Ralph an 8 out of 10. It's a very good film, but I know it can do better. Then again, really? Yeah. I think it's a really, really, really good film, but it's not quite 10 out of 10 for me. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and yay. Right, see ya. Goodbye.